Fashion is built on fabric. So what happens when designers remove it completely? Across Europe, a quiet shift is happening on runways. Models walk, cameras flash, but something feels different. There are no layers, no heavy designs, no traditional rules. Is this rebellion, art, or the future of fashion? What looks shocking at first may actually be a statement about freedom, beauty, and control over the human body. And once you understand why nude fashion is coming back, you may never look at runway shows the same way again. The story of nude fashion begins long before the first runway was ever built. It has deep, unshakable roots in the history of art. For centuries, painters, sculptors have looked to the human body as their primary subject. They used the unclothed form not for shock, but to convey profound ideas about truth, vulnerability, innocence, beauty. From the marble statues of ancient Greece to the rich canvases of the Renaissance, the body was a universal language. In art, nudity was a powerful tool for exploring what it means to be human. Fashion, in its own way, eventually borrowed this powerful tool. The industry has always been in conversation with the body, shaping it, concealing it, celebrating it. Early couturiers like Madeleine Vionnet introduced bias-cut dresses in the 1920s and 30s that draped over the body like liquid. These designs were revolutionary. They suggested the form beneath the fabric. This was the first hint of clothing as a second skin, an idea that would quietly persist for decades. Designers experimented with sheer fabrics like chiffon and organza, layering them to create depth and mystery. They developed a palette of skin-like tones: pale ivory, blush, deep bronze, espresso. These colors were not meant to be invisible. Instead, they drew attention to the body in a new way. The interplay of light, shadow, and movement became the main event. The history of the runway itself tells a clear and repeating story about nude fashion. Each time it appears, it reflects the spirit of its era. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, as movements championed freedom and rebellion, fashion responded. Designers like Rudi Gernreich and Yves Saint Laurent challenged conventions with see-through blouses and daringly cut dresses. These were not just clothes, they were political statements, visual declarations of a desire to break free. The 1990s saw the return of the idea, but with minimalism, clean, spare, stripped back. Designers like Calvin Klein and Helmut Lang perfected a look that was raw and refined, quiet, personal, introspective. Then the trend receded, as fashion embraced more layers, more embellishments, more structure. But it never vanished. It reappeared on red carpets, in editorials, and in avant-garde collections, an enduring power. Today, the return is happening in a connected, visually saturated world. Its re-emergence is not a simple repeat. Shaped by new technologies, new conversations, and a new generation, the echoes of the past mix with modern voices. Understanding why it has come back with such force requires looking at the unique conditions of our cultural landscape. The return of nude fashion today is amplified by the world we live in. We see it in art-driven spaces of high fashion shows, and on the streets where it becomes personal expression. A single look from Paris can be seen by millions within minutes. This instant dissemination changes our relationship with the trend. The very word nude has been challenged and expanded. For decades, it meant a narrow, peachy beige, erasing darker skin. Today, brands offer a spectrum, from the palest alabaster to the deepest ebony. More than marketing, a meaningful statement. When a brand offers foundation, lingerie, or clothing in diverse nude shades, it sends a powerful message of inclusion. Our society grapples with modesty, self-expression, and public image. In some contexts, it's high art, in others, deliberate protest. A designer might use sheer to speak to vulnerability or honesty, asking who decides what is acceptable. This tension turns a fashion show into a cultural event, sparking debates that extend far beyond the clothes. When a designer chooses sheer fabrics or skin-toned palettes, their intention is rarely simple. For many, it is a purely artistic pursuit. Light passing through fabric, seams tracing curves, color blending with skin. The goal, something ethereal and poetic, crafted to be seen, silhouette, and delicate beauty. Designers also operate in a commercial world that thrives on attention. The media rewards shock value. A daring look goes viral. A naked dress headline outperforms a beautifully tailored suit. Controversy can put a young brand on the map, or reinvigorate an established one. Many thoughtful designers use the nude aesthetic for deeper messages, social commentary, even protest. They question what should be covered, asking about empowerment, body positivity, and the freedom to express identity. The most compelling work weaves art, marketing, and protest, exquisitely crafted, visually arresting, intellectually stimulating. Why do we have such strong reactions to nude fashion? The reasons are rooted in human psychology. Our brains are wired to notice the human body above all else, our first way of relating to the world. A glimpse of a bare shoulder, the curve of a back, can evoke familiarity and intimacy. This perceived intimacy is powerful. We process others in fractions of a second. Posture, shape, expression. We read bodies for social cues without thinking. When fashion mimics skin or reveals form, it taps directly into deep-seated instincts. For some, it's liberating and honest. For others, too revealing. Public space colliding with private space. Clothing manages how we are seen. A garment that creates the illusion of nudity plays with power and control. It raises questions about agency. Who is choosing to reveal? Is this self-empowerment, a claim of one's image? In a world where images are currency, these choices become cultural events. Praise and critique stem from the same truth. Presenting the body is a powerful act with profound social and personal meaning. The resurgence is also a story of technological innovation. The industry has evolved. Designers now access advanced materials and techniques, fabrics astonishingly thin and light, yet strong and durable. These textiles fit with unparalleled precision and move as if part of the body, the dream of a second skin. Technology expands the nude palette with high-accuracy replication, a leap from a handful of generic shades. Collections now cater globally, tones that truly match diverse complexions. This precision is a form of respect. It honors individuality and reminds us beauty is not monolithic. The fashion world is global. Alongside Europe, designers from Lagos, Seoul, Mumbai, São Paulo bring unique perspectives. Each culture carries its own history, traditions, and views on the body, modesty, and beauty, enriching the trend but requiring care. Responsible producers add content warnings, frame intent clearly, and create respectful atmospheres, bold expression without harm. What does the future hold for nude fashion? It is unlikely to simply fade away. It will evolve with technology, garments that change color and opacity, that respond to the wearer's biometrics, clothing as a responsive second skin, interaction over illusion. The trend may manifest quietly, a sheer panel on a sleeve, a perfectly matched lining, a seam placed to trace natural lines. Subtle choices carry the same message: body appreciation, thoughtful design, more accessible and wearable. As viewers and consumers, our role matters. Why show the body this way now? What is the message in materials and silhouette? Who is this look for, and who does it include? These questions push the industry forward. Nude fashion is a mirror. It reflects anxieties, aspirations, our changing ideas of who we are. It compels fresh eyes and careful thought about the body's place in our art and our lives. New forms, new meanings, new possibilities. The runway lights will dim, but the questions will remain. What will the next collection teach us about the art of being human?